Your time is 6:44. Happening now, nurses from Henry Ford Genesys Hospital in Grand Blanc Township now in week 4 of their strike. They have been picketing outside of the hospital, saying nurses have been spread too thin. They're demanding a resolution that includes a fair nurse-to-patient ratio. Joining us live this morning, ABC 12's Cheryl Coonan. She's out there right now. You hear the horns honking. You see the flags and signs out there as well. Cheryl, when is union leadership expected to meet again with hospital leadership?
Yeah, Matt, they tell us that those negotiations will continue tomorrow, and you can see all of the signs, dozens and dozens of people just here around the clock, including Angie Spahn, a labor and delivery nurse who's been here over 20 years. Now, one of the big things that you're fighting for is safe nurse-to-patient ratios. What does that mean?
My view, labor and delivery view, is a little different. It's important that we have enough people on the floor, on the unit. One-to-one care is our goal. Obviously, sometimes we have a little bit more than that, but it's important that we have the nurse for the patient in an emergency. So it's important that we have the people there that we need.
Yeah, and before we dive into that a little bit more, we did receive a statement from local Teamsters 332 President Dan Glass about those negotiations set to begin again tomorrow. He says, quote, Teamsters Local 332 is committed to bargaining on behalf of our RNs and hope that Henry Ford changes their position and actively negotiates in good faith. We urge Henry Ford to recognize the demands our members want addressed and bargain a contract that employees deserve and respect. Now, we also reached out to Henry Ford officials, and they replied yesterday, and they say, in part, while we may not agree on every detail, we believe Henry Ford Genesys Hospital and Teamsters share the same goal, keeping Genesys strong. We're committed to working with our union partners to develop a long-term plan that will ensure the hospital continues serving the community. We know that this requires collaboration, and we are eager for the Teamsters to join us in this effort. Now, Angie, Henry Ford mentions collaboration. How have you heard that these negotiations have gone thus far?
Not collaborative. The union shows up, and the understanding is that Henry Ford will also be at the table every time that they've met, which has been only a couple of times since we walked out on Labor Day. The mediator is there. Henry Ford is not at the table themselves. Even before our contract ended and we walked out in September, the mediation went very slowly, and they did not negotiate in good faith, meaning they weren't really prepared to talk about the things that we wanted to talk about, the ratios and the benefits and all those things.
Okay, well, it will remain to be seen what happens tomorrow. Thank you for being here with us. Of course, stay with ABC 12 as we learn more about how those negotiations pan out. You can also read more about Henry Ford's statement at our website, abc12.com. In Grand Blanc Township, Cheryl Coonan, ABC 12 News.